Here we are in the new museum. This is the space that will become the Fountainhead Antique Auto Museum. We've been working on this project now for about 8 months. We're going to be finished footage of approximately 90,000 feet. The old museum is 30,000 feet, so we're going to be 3 times larger and can tell 3 times the story.
So this building has been a lot of things to Fountainhead. We've owned it for over 20 years. Historically, we've used it for warm storage, and warm storage in Fairbanks, Alaska makes sense because in the wintertime it's cold here. So we're storing trucks, cars, boats, RVs, and it was a big enough building where we could fit up to 900 vehicles.
So it's fitting that in its new life, it will store antique vehicles and tell this expanded story for the Fountainhead Antique Auto Museum. We're now to the point where you can see what we're doing and where it's going. And what this is going to give us is 90,000 feet of display space and workspace and storage space. At this point, we can display approximately 80 cars in the Fountainhead Museum. We have 135 in the collection, so they're rotated regularly. In this new larger space, we'll be able to expand the display area for antique cars, possibly displaying all of them at one time. The Antique Auto Museum includes a large assortment of fashions going back to the 1730s and coming forward to the 1960s. So right now there are probably 120 to 140 garments on the floor in the museum. The collection is comprised of at least 5,000 items. Once we get it here, we'll also have the space necessary to display probably 2 or 3 times the number of garments we have out at this time. In addition, we're going to have a special workshop area where people will be able to look behind the scenes, if you will, and see what it takes to put a period garment on a mannequin to appear as though it's a living and breathing person. And you'll be able to see some of our restorers and docents actually working on real displays. And then of course we'll be adding aviation.
The merger is really a wonderful opportunity for us at the Pioneer Air Museum and for telling the story early Alaska aviation, integrating it with the rest of the history that the Auto Museum has always told. Interior and Arctic Alaska Aeronautical Foundation started about 40 years ago by a group of aviators who appreciated the history of aviation in Alaska. The big advantage I see in this space is the fact that we can have a coherent plan right from the beginning. Only really 20 years after the Wright Brothers first achieved flight, aviation came to Alaska and revolutionized the culture here, the transportation, the ability of people to move rapidly from one village to another, and that continues today.
What's so exciting about the story we're going to tell? We're going to take from this point, which is an advanced plane in the 30s, we're going to go back 20 years to aircraft that were rickety at best. They're built out of wood, cloth, and the wings are wired together, biplanes, and study how aviation advances so quickly from World War I to the incredible planes of the 1930s is going to be the story we're going to tell in aviation at the new museum. We're standing in front of what will become part of a pivotal exhibit in the new museum. What's behind me are the remains of Ben Eielson's airplane. He died in a plane accident, a wreck in Siberia in 1929.
Eielson had the vision to see the benefits of aviation in Alaska, and he convinced the Postal Service to loan his company an airplane to flying mail from Fairbanks to McGrath and back. So a trip that would take 3 weeks by dog team, he could do in 1 day with an airplane.
And we have acquired the last surviving complete Hamilton metal plane. We're really excited about the expansion of the museum, which allows us to move forward in telling and expanding this transportation story in Alaska, from dog sleds to horse and carriages to cars and now to aviation, and this broad reach across Alaska in Alaska's transportation history. We will be the place. If you want to know about what happened in Alaska, you will have to come to the Fountainhead Antique Auto Museum.
What makes the Fountainhead Antique Auto Museum unique is that we're a living museum. And what living means is we actually exercise the vehicles. We keep them at tip-top running shape and we drive them around Fairbanks. What's happening here at this new museum is we got a lot more space to work on cars and also work on airplanes. We're not actually going to be flying the airplanes, but we will be restoring the aircraft, making them look like they're flight worthy, putting them on the floor. What's cool about that is the spectators and our patrons that come to visit us will actually be able to view and interact with us while we're doing these restoration projects.
So in our new location, we're kind of front and center in Fairbanks. Everybody in the community drives by this building once or twice a day. And during the summer months, we will be driving them. We'll be out, they'll be driven down the frontage roads. They'll be driven through our parking lot here. Not only the guests at the museum get to enjoy these cars, but the people in the community do as well.